Today we'll go into the YouTube Studio to look at the analytics that I use to figure out which videos I need to make next, where I need to improve, and ultimately how to grow the YouTube channel. Let's begin. Hey, it's Jaime. If we're just meeting, welcome to the channel that brings actionable content to grow your business through online marketing. So if that sounds beneficial, consider subscribing. Question of the day: what metric do you measure to grow your YouTube channel? Let me know in the comment section down below. Well, here we are on YouTube, and I'm sure if you're watching this video that this looks mighty familiar to you because you're on YouTube watching this video. Alright, so two things that I want to point out before we go over to the YouTube Studio where we're going to spend most of our time today. I want to point to vidIQ and TubeBuddy. These are free extensions, and then there are premium versions, but you don't have to get the premium versions if you don't want to. I can tell you that I have the TubeBuddy premium version. I think they call it the Star if I'm not mistaken, but vidIQ, I'm using that as a free extension. And TubeBuddy, I used it free for a while, but then I upgraded because there's some bulk actions that I can do on TubeBuddy that allow me to go through changes in descriptions and titles much quicker. So what I want to point out here is when you install your extension here, your vidIQ extension, it gives you a summary of what you want, whether that's how many views have you received in the last 60 minutes, how many have you received in the last 48 hours, the last 7 days, minutes watched, and then subscribers right there. So for me, what I look at are how many views I've received in the last 60 minutes. Just lets me know, gives me a good idea of how the particular video that I launched is doing. I try to hover around 60 views generally, knowing that, all right, I'm getting 60 views throughout the day is about normal for me. Again, I'm not a large channel. This is something that is helping me and improve my content since I'm publishing daily now. And then we have 48 hours. I try to hover north of 1500 is where I want to be. On the weekends, I typically get less views, so this isn't abnormal. Through the week, I'll be at 2000, 2400 or so. That's right about average where I'm at. And then the 7 days, I don't necessarily put too much stock into this one when it comes to the views, but I hover more around this one because I am doing daily videos and lets me know how I'm doing. And then the YouTube subscriber count. All right, and where I navigate from mostly is through the TubeBuddy extension right here. So I go to the dashboard, my videos, and everything else like that. So this is the YouTube Studio. These are hyperlinks that send me to the YouTube Studio. For you, you would go to your face over here. You're going to go to your channel. Oops, I'm sorry. You're going to go to your YouTube Studio right there. And now you're in the YouTube Studio. This is where we're going to spend most of our time, since in this video I want to show you what I look at to improve my content and what I look at to grow the channel. Alright, so as a reminder, you go to your face, and then see, you don't have the option right here since you're already on YouTube Studio, but if you're on your main page or if you're on the YouTube page, then you could just select YouTube Studio right there. That's why I prefer navigating through here. So you see dashboard, my videos, playlist. So I think you get the drill. I mostly navigate through here, and there's some things that I don't even know how to get to from YouTube itself. I actually go through it through TubeBuddy's hyperlinks. So I know that's weird, but it's been working out for me. One of the first things that I look for is, how is my latest upload doing? So my latest upload is how to get real estate leads using YouTube. And you can see here it's performing quite well. It's ranking 1 of 10. So of the last 10 videos that I put out, where is it ranking? It's not 1 out of lifetime. So at this point I have about 350 videos, but it gives me a good sense of where I'm tracking, where I'm trending, how I'm performing against myself. So for you, if you're doing daily videos, then this is going to be how you're performing in the past 10 days. But if you're doing weekly videos, semi-weekly videos, monthly videos, then of course that time is going to be a little bit longer, but this is still a good bellwether for you to use to see how you're doing currently. And I'll show you something that's going to give you an insight as to why I'm even recording this video, outside of trying to provide value. So check this out. The video that I just uploaded is ranking number 1, how to get real estate leads using YouTube. And what's ranking number 2 is what I learned uploading daily YouTube videos. So the last 2 videos that I uploaded, both of them hit number 1. So the reason that I'm recording this video today, which I'm going to edit and do tomorrow, put out tomorrow, is because I'm seeing this trend, and it seems that you, the audience, are receiving the YouTube content quite well. So this right here is dictating and helping me understand what you want more content of. So what type of content you want more of. So this is a prime example of me using the information and getting ahead as much as I can, or getting in front of the content to grow the channel. So this is the latest upload. This is how I use it. It gives me a good indicator of how we're performing. And then over here on the right hand side, you see the subscribers. We're very close to hitting 5,000 subscribers. So thank you. If you haven't subscribed, let's get to 5,000. That would be amazing. Over the last 28 days, I've been uploading consistently for, let's say, a little bit over 100 days now at this point. So about 105 days of daily uploads. So this is a true comparison from the previous month. There's been no lapse in content. So you see the views, they're up 54%. The watch time is up 59%. The revenue is up 77%. I love that. You see, well, okay, so this is basically what I look at right over here. And this is the first thing that I look at when I log in. All right, the videos. So you get a sense of what it looks like from the back end. You have all the videos that are uploaded. You see if they're public or if they're unlisted. You see the date, if they're monetized, the views, comments, likes to dislike, and it gives you the percentage. All right, so I don't spend too much time here outside of just seeing how I'm performing past the 10 videos that I've uploaded. One quick favor before continuing, please be sure to hit the like button so this video's reach is magnified and others benefit. Also, don't forget to check out my YouTube Ads Mastery for real estate leads. Link in description. I spend most of my time in my analytics, and this is where we're going to park it for a good while for this video because it has so much data. And simply because it has so much data, I don't want you to get intimidated. Take 2 to 3 different elements of what I'm going to share with you today, measure them in your own channel, and help yourself improve. Don't try to boil the ocean. There's too much data here for any channel, including myself, or even the millions and millions subscribers channels out there. It just doesn't make sense for them to attack every single metric. So pick 2 to 3 that you want to focus on for your consistent monitoring, and then improve. All right, so one of the things that I do look at are the top videos in the period. So we have in the last 28 days. Now for you, it may need to be a little bit longer, since if you're uploading a video once every week or once every month, then you might need to go back a little bit further. You may need to go back 90 days. You may need to go longer to see how your videos are performing. For me, I'm comfortable doing the last 28 days because the last 28 days for me means 28 videos. So those are 28 up at bats that I've had. So I get to see what's trending most recently for the last 28 days. And for me, I can see that the conversion campaigns have been performing quite well. And this is a good example of me. I'll show you a good example of me using this right now. You see Facebook conversion ads. This was uploaded June 21st. Then this is one of the only videos that has outperformed most other videos by view count in such a short title. So you see Facebook conversion ads. At that time, there weren't really too many videos about conversion ads. So what's super cool about that is that it ranked and that it's continuing to garner views. However, let's go back to the last 90 days and I'll show you how I made that adjustment. So back in the day, this was outranking this one. Now they're not the same video, but they are of the same topic, so conversion ads. And you're gonna see the duration, the average duration, the amount of time that they watched is 4 minutes and 24 seconds. Here it's 5 minutes and 51 seconds. Now the reason that I recorded this follow-up video a few months later is because, one, this was performing well, but two, this one was getting killed by the dislike button. So you see here, this is my worst performing video when it comes to the dislike buttons by far. So you see the Facebook conversion ads, it's at 69%. So that tells me that you, the audience, were going savagely on that on that dislike button, because my average is almost 97%. So yeah, this is my worst performing. So I needed to get that out of there. Yes, it's still getting views and that's fantastic. I've gained a good amount of subscribers from it, but I've garnered a good amount of hate on it. I know it's subjective. It's online hate, doesn't matter. And it's really not online hate. That's just me being dramatic. But at the same time, I don't like having that. I don't like having such a low ratio. So what I did was, once I identified that this one was tracking so well, I went to Facebook. I created another video a few months later, and I did drastically better. So here you see that it's 100%. So it is being received far, far better than the other one was. And you see that it's still tracking quite well. And a little hack here is, when you go to that since published, if you click on lifetime, since uploaded, you get to see how it's been performing. So for the first November, let's say, it had the most amount of views in the first day. And then it started tracking 9, 10, 12, blah, blah, blah. And then right around January, the start of January, it started tracking. It started growing, right? So you start seeing these spikes, which means these are daily views. So this gives you a good sense of when momentum starts picking up for a particular video. All right, so I just wanted to show you an example of how I use the top videos in the period, because it's a good opportunity to double down on what's trending in your channel. Let's see, where's another example of this? All right, so best online real estate school. Let's go back to 28 days. Did it go? All right. Let me refresh this. All right, so the best online real estate school. I recorded a version September 2nd, and I talked about just online real estate school in general. So what I've done now is I've recorded another video about real estate school, but a bit more specific about a particular online school that I went to for real estate, and I'll be releasing that later on this week. That one is actually with the editor. So that's another example of it. And Remind strategies to get home seller or home buyer leads. This one is one that I need to focus on, because you can see that I recorded it August 27th of 2018. So it is prime, and you see the average view duration is quite high. So it's prime for a comeback. And I want to pause here and really just clarify why I'm recording additional videos on a particular topic, because I want to double down on what's working, but I also want to cover new strategies and show what I've learned since then. These are not re-recordings of the same content. This is a recording of the topic because it's trending, but I'd like to think that I've improved since then. Actually, I know that I've improved since then, and it's something that you should consider in your channel as well. What have you recorded in the past that a few months have gone by, a few years have gone by, that you're seeing have performed quite well, but once you have that, what can you do to better it? And that's what I'd like to think that's what you saw here in that comparison between the Facebook conversion ads in the new form versus the older form, because there was a lot of improvements. There's some additional split testing that I showed in that video to really illustrate what is worked in that particular time. All right, so that is from the overview tab. That is what I look at, but then I mostly go over to the reach and I see how I'm doing from my traffic source types. Most of the views that I get are on YouTube search, and the reason for that is because I focus very heavily on ranking my videos. Because with any new channel, any channel that's small, you want to rank to improve your chances of your content being viewed. I don't have that social clout. I don't have all of that other name recognition at this point, so I do have to focus on this considerably. Now that has changed over the past well, that didn't change in the past 90 days, but that has changed from month to month as I monitored this, where most of my traffic back in the day was by search. This got up to 75%. So you could see that most of my traffic was through that. And then my next is suggested videos, YouTube advertising. I have been advertising a few of the videos, but mostly on the unlisted. So you see where the traffic is coming from the last 28 days. So it gives you what's going on in a clear way to identify, well, am I doing good on the YouTube search? Should I focus more on suggested? How can I get more views? It helps strategy-wise in that regard. Now, something else that I look at mostly on this channel over here, or on this side over here, the impressions and how they led to watch time. The impressions, I think that's important. That's awesome, but I don't feel that I have too much of a say when it comes to the impressions. What I do feel I have a big say on is the click-through rate. So a click-through rate of 5%, it's about average. I want to desperately get to a 6% click-through rate, which is incredibly difficult to do, but we all have goals. So that is my goal. I want the click-through rate to be as high as possible, which means that we'll read it. Users per impression shown. This measures how often users watch the video after seeing an impression. Wondering whether your impressions click-through rate is high or low? Learn more. So when you go to learn more, you're going to get 2 to 10% is their range. So 6% would be quite ambitious, but I want to get there. I want to get to 6% click-through rate, because that means that of this impression, if I can sway the needle by 20%, that's going to mean the views that I get are going to be drastically higher. So that means improving my thumbnails. So I have outsourced my thumbnails at this point to help with that. And then the average view duration. This is something that, where is it? This is something that, okay, here we go. vidIQ helps me out with. So my view duration is actually lower. So 5 minutes and 44 seconds is my average view duration. Here it has a different view duration, so I don't necessarily know where this is taking it from. This might be a month long, but here 6 minutes is right around on par where I'm usually at. All right, so then this, I don't put as much stock in this particular view duration, because my videos, they'll range either into the 15-minute mark or they'll go down to the 8-minute mark, depending on how I'm presenting the content. I more look at the videos on a case-by-case basis or individual basis. And how I do that is mostly based off of retention. So I would go to, let's just say, let's go to this one, top Facebook ads. I would click on a video, I would go to the analytics, and then I would see what the audience retention is. So most of my videos are 30 to 35% retention. So that means that from when somebody watched the video, how many made it to the end? And for me, it's roughly around 30% to 35%. So this one outperformed, and you can see that it's been outperforming by a slight margin. So you see, this is where my averages are based off of the number of days that it's been published, and then where it's performing in relation to the averages. So this one was particularly good when it comes to the audience retention, and that's what I look at as well. All right, going back to the analytics tab for the entire channel. All right, so we went there, we did the reach. External, I don't look at that as much, although I do know that most of the traffic that I get from the external sources are through Google search. All right, and then suggested videos, where they come from, YouTube search, engagement. So with the engagement, this is the top videos. I kind of already get that from the overview, so I don't necessarily do that. And I do look at the playlists. What is trending when it comes to playlists? So a quick tip, and let's just call it a hack, if you will, is whenever you're doing your end screen, when you have the opportunity of putting the subscribe button or a video or anything like that, I do suggest that you put a playlist at the end of it so people get sucked into the playlist. And what that does for you, it creates a binge-worthy moment. Meaning, when somebody goes to your playlist, they have access to all the playlists, and depending on their settings, they're going to watch that first video, and then the next video is automatically queued up and played. So that's a quick tip that well, I'll show you what that looks like since we're already here, right? So when you go over to your end screen, let me pause that before it goes. I have a playlist. So this playlist is of a general topic that this covered. So when people click through there, they have access to the 21 videos, and depending on their settings, it's going to start playing automatically after they get through. So if they step away, then your videos continue to play. So that's pretty cool. And it's the same thing that you can do in other aspects, in other places. So we're going to X out of this. All right. Go back to analytics. All right, so we went through reach. I don't do much with engagement outside of the playlist. I don't really look too much at the cards because it doesn't get too much activity. The average view duration, I already had that through vidIQ, so that's something that I look through there. Subscribers, I do look at the subscriber count, and I do try to get as much watch time from there as possible. But what I look for here when it comes to the content that I produce, I look at this: watch time from subscribers. And this is why it's important that you ask for the subscribe and you ask for people to turn on the notification bells. I don't do the make sure to tap the notification bell as much as I should, full disclosure there, but I do ask for the subscribe. So I want to take this opportunity now to ask you to subscribe, because of this is super important. You see, the views that I watch, the watch time that I get over the past 28 days have been 73% from non-subscribers. 23% have been from subscribed people. Most of the channels will have a version of this where the non-subscribers are watching more than the subscribers. And that is for several reasons. People are still not accustomed to subscribing to channels if they're not in the YouTube culture. The discovery tab, or the people in discovery, meaning where if they watched a certain video, then even when they log in back into YouTube, in the discovery, they're going to see the video again. So the subscribe button is not as important as it used to be. It's still super important because that's where you want those automatic notifications to go out to them, but there are still chances where your viewers will see you even if they're not subscribed. Some people watch this content or this channel religiously, but they are never subscribed. I would encourage you to, but at the same time, did I say discovery? I should say browse, right? So the browse features, my apologies. So it's on the browse feature, which means that people that watched your channel in the recent days, you show up in their main page without them having subscribed. So not discovery, it's called browse. My apologies. All right, so this is something that I look for considerably, and the reason I look for this quite a bit is because I want to have the call to action resonate with you. I want to get the subscriber count not only high, I mean, because I would love that count to go higher, but I also want more subscribers to watch the channel, and I want more more of the people, I want this to go higher and this be, well, I don't necessarily want to be less, but I do want this to be higher. So that's where you see that. And something pretty cool is the subscriber bell notification. So I see that subscribers who turned on notifications for your channel is about 14%. So thank you. That helps out tremendously. And then subscribers who turned on notification for your channel and enabled YouTube notifications, it's about 10%. So this gives me hope because you will be notified when a video shows up. And this is, I'm not going to say that these are automatic views because they still need to watch the video, but they at least have reminders that you're still around. So you're going to be in their inbox when people, when I upload. So every single day, I commend you, you're going to be getting notifications that I uploaded. And then this gives the breakdown of gender. There's not too much that I can control from there, but it's interesting to see. Also the top countries, and then my age demographic. This does help me whenever I am advertising for my courses, whether that's Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads. This does help me set up everything over on the Google Ads platform when I am advertising. So I have a ton of data here that I can use. And one of the things that I look for now more than ever is actually the revenue, because it's been interesting seeing the rise of the revenue. Now, before, as if you watched any of the videos that come with the YouTube income report that I've been putting out here recently, I got onto YouTube as my primary mode of distribution, as how I market, how I advertise. It's my version of cold calling. I did not get onto YouTube to make the YouTube money or become a YouTuber surviving solely from this income, because as you can see, if that was the case, I would be starving. However, I am super thankful for you watching and I appreciate that. But with this income, the reason that I see it as so fascinating is because it just is. It's something that it's a nice value add from everything else that I have going on. And the fact that this is growing the way that it is, I'm super thankful for you watching, because without you, this number is very, very low, if not zero. So I want to show you the CPM. I want to show you just the back end so you have all of the information in front of you in case you are looking to grow your channel into, let's say, a monetization status. For you to become a monetized channel, you do need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. For me, it took about, let's say, 8 months, I believe, to get to a monetized state. And my first monetization was March 20 something. And let's see, March 26th was the first time that I received anything from YouTube, which was super cool. And that you can start seeing the traction. This isn't the income report. I just wanted to show you this because we were already in the YouTube studio. So you see where I look, what I look at to grow the channel. And the series, the YouTube income report, that'll come out probably around every third day of the month. I'm sorry, every first third of the month, if that makes sense. But so this isn't that. I just wanted to show you the back end since we were already here. And for February, we are on day whatever it is. This is trailing 2 days, so today is Sunday. February 14th, we have more income than we had received the entire month of December. So you see that it's starting to grow. I'm not going to say exponentially, but it's starting to grow much faster than it was. At this point, YouTube has paid me almost $4,400. The average CPM for the channel is $67. Now, the reason I want to show you this is so you have all the information, but also the CPM. Look at how that changes from the last 90 days. So it's gone up. So it went, the entire channel was $67, now it's $71 of the monetized playbacks. So we'll read that. Effective cost per milli, or the estimated average gross revenue per 1,000 playbacks on which an ad was shown. So when we go back to 28 days, it's gone up even higher. So that is pretty darn cool. The last 28 days. And what I look at here is just to see where it's tracking. Now it's up to $87 from that trailing 28 days. Look, I'll show you January, where that was at. And now February at $87. I wish I could tell you how that happened. I can only tell you that I'm thankful, but really how pulling in my expertise of running YouTube ads and Google ads and how that works is I go and select channels that I want to advertise on manually, depending on what I want to advertise, whether that's for me, whether that's for agents, whether that's for businesses that I do consulting with. I go and look at those competitor channels, and the only thing that I can really attribute this to is that people are selectively choosing my channel to promote their message. So my channel is monetized. So that means, as you can see here, and when it is monetized, that means that advertisers are able to place their ads on my videos. So those are in-stream ads, the ones that show up like commercials before the 5 seconds are up, where they can click skip. That's where you see that. So that's what I'm gonna attribute this to, the fact that the spike has been, at this point I would call it drastic, because we went from January at $65 per CPM, and then February to $87 per CPM. So I'm super thankful. Again, thank you so much for the growth. Thank you so much for even watching, especially if you're watching this video where I kind of went all over the place. I just want to be transparent with you, show anything that I have on the back end. If I can be of help, don't hesitate to reach out. Well, this is how I used the YouTube Studio to help grow my channel. If you found value in this video, please be sure to subscribe so we can talk again soon.